This video was recorded live on my Twitch channel. Check out all of my live streams down in the description below.
Time for the Tour of America, a race event for American cars that takes place on a series of courses set in the United States. Climb aboard your favorite all-American racing machine and go for gold. So we have Willow Springs International, the big circuit, Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, and back to the Indianapolis road course. Let's go buy ourselves a new American car, and I'm going to go ahead and go to... I'm going to point this out right now. This is kind of annoying in this game, how Dodge is separated into 3 different manufacturers, which I get it, they're all different, but it's kind of a nuisance. Dodge, which is all the classics. Wait, is it all the classics? Yeah, the Chargers and the Challengers. Ram, which is the single Ram truck. And then SRT, which is street, or like, I forget, it's like street racing technology or some shit. I forget what SRT stands for. Which is all the other ones. And for this one, I'm going to go ahead and buy the 2011 SRT Challenger SRT8. I'm just going to call it a freaking Dodge because it hurts my head to say SRT instead of Dodge. I'm going to get it in bright white clear coat because if you remember from like, I think it was the GT National Championship, I said that this looks like the Buffalo that Franklin drives in GTA 5. So yeah, we're going full Franklin mode. Except we're not... we're not repossessing cars that were actually part of some scheme. I forget the story with Simeon. I think it was just I think he would just make people sign contracts that were super expensive and then people couldn't pay them, and then so he repossessed the cars and then took their money anyways. First up, Big Willow. As you can see, the same performance points and tire compound choices that we had for Tour of Japan. Tour of Europe was the same tire compound, but the maximum was 540 performance points, whereas Tour of Japan and Tour of America, it's 600. We have a pretty stacked field here. In the back, we have like a Mustang GT, a Focus RS, which is like the back marker of the field, but Focus RSs are cool. But in the front, as you can see, we have more of like the air quote supercars. We will get like a 4GT eventually in the field at some point maybe, but we have the Viper GTS R concept, which is pretty quick. It's like a boneless, it's like the boneless race car. For this race, I'm gonna go with the roof cam. Then for Laguna, we're going with cockpit, and then for Indianapolis, we're gonna go with the chase cam because fuck the IMS road course. Okay, first impressions of the Challenger? Or the Charger, I mean? Oh, we have a Karma in here. Like, it's an EV. I know it's American, but it's not my big V8 motor. First impressions. This car handles a lot better than I expected it to. It's that SRT technology, yo. Let's just say it's that. Also, the neighbor's dogs are going insane again. Hooray. Different recording day, same bullshit. Easily get around the other Charger. Yeah, this car is actually really good. I don't know why I keep changing the cameras when I press another button. I hope it's not a problem with my share button on my wheel, because if it is, that would be a problem when I start playing GT Sport again. Kind of stuck behind the Mustang, nowhere to go. 2 Vipers ahead, 2 Snakes. I know Rhino will be happy with this. But sorry, bro, I gotta take over. I gotta win with the Charger. Things are looking good from here. Already gonna take the lead on lap 2. That car has a significant performance points advantage over us. I want to say about 50? Even then, oh no. Okay, damage control. Massive damage control here. Normally at Willow Springs, when you go off the track, you get sent all the way to the very end of the fucking barrier and the sand trap. The entire race is a sand trap. It's the desert up though. It's freaking Lancaster or Palmdale. What? I think it's Palmdale. Pretty much desert town in Cali. They're both close to each other and they're both kind of similar, so I can't tell the difference. This is coming from an urban boy, so anyone who lives in the desert, I apologize. I don't visit Lancaster or Palmdale too much, unless I go to Willow. So now I gotta spend my time trying to get back around the Viper. Leaves the door open. A little hip check. Oh, he was still there. Sorry, bro. Speed's gonna throttle. Final corner's tricky. I want to do a track day around here so bad. Too bad I don't have a track day car. Although I could track my Solara just for shits and giggles. I mean, my boy Enderfailer, he did, after all, take his freaking Chrysler PC Cruiser convertible to the Nürburgring for the Touristenfahrten. So, yeah, I mean, not a bad idea. Oh, final lap, and I screw up T1. If I had a big lead, I would take the jump there. Just for fun. And for a good laugh, but no. Anyways, we're just pulling away from the field now. Like, the concept isn't even a challenge at this point. Now, that'd be cool if we get our, if we get our field to be, like, super stout next time for Laguna. Like, 4 GTs and stuff. Like, multiple heavy hitters, which it won't always happen. Like, I feel like the field is always kind of the same, where it's like it's always the heavy hitters first, like in the first 3 spots, and then the rest is just all the back market cars. Like, I feel like that's the pattern here. Anyways, we win Willow. The Focus RS finished ahead of the Mustang. Interesting. I want to say it's the technicality of Willow Springs, but then again, it's quite a high-speed circuit in comparison to a lot of the other tracks on the list. Actually, no. Only compared to Laguna. Anyways, race number 2. Okie dokie. Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca for race 2, and roughly the same field as last time, except we have a 4GT concept on the pole position. And we have a Tesla Roadster. Yay. More EVs, which not a bad thing, but you know, for this America Championship, it don't make sense. Now I want to say this car is a sequential gearbox, like kind of like the SL55 we drove before in the Tour of Europe. It has like a semi-automatic, not a sequential gearbox, but you know, semi-auto. One of my old coworkers had a Charger, but I think he had a base model one, like one of these generation Chargers, and yeah, it was a cool car. If it was an SRT8, that'd be sick, but I think it was just a regular Charger. Oh! Eevee gave us a kiss. Unlike the song, I don't remember. I don't remember. But yeah, this, you know, this is more of a true test for this car, I'd say. Taking it to Laguna, and surprise, surprise, it's just like at Willow, it handles better than I was expecting it to. I kind of chose this car because I was like, oh, haha, heavy Charger, 4-door. You know, I'm probably gonna, you know, have a bad time and slide all over the place. But no. I'm very surprised with the performance of this car. Totally abusing track limits to get around the Boss 302 Mustang. Don't mind me. Ooh, look at the Corvette battling with the SRT-10 Viper. Let me join the fun here, boys. Oh, come on. Don't be a coward, bro. He got on the brakes to let the Corvette by. Five seconds behind the 4GT. That GT is pretty good. I mean, duh, it's a 4GT after all. Supercar. It's the concept model, so I think it's a little bit down on power compared to the final production model. Also, the headlights are different. Those are the only two noticeable differences that I can tell. We cleared a Viper. Yep, we cleared a Viper. The Corvette's on a move. Look at him go. Also, I'm going to start a war in the chat, but in the comments, I should say, but C4 and C5 Corvettes, best generations ever. Don't at me. Other Corvettes are cool. C8 Corvette's awesome too. Honestly, the C8 Corvette doesn't really get me like super excited like some people. I still think it's a fine addition to the Corvette lineup though, or the Corvette family. Sorry, I had to make my iRacing much higher I rating than you, so I don't have to use racecraft excuse there. Anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, I did a race with Rhino GT4 in the production car challenge around Laguna Seca, and some asshole punted Rhino and I out the way and used the excuse of, we went off track 2 corners before the final corner, and we were much slower than him, therefore he had the right of way to be a dick and just push us out the way. Ruined Rhino's race and allowed me to finish on the podium still. Even though, you know, Rhino and I were having a battle for 2nd place, and it was fun. Okay, 4GT's braking at a good point. I can't tell if, you know, he's actually getting on the brakes where he's supposed to, or because the Charger has shittier brakes than the GT, then I have the brake earlier, but yeah, he stayed on the brakes into the apex, but yeah, it's alright. Can we get him in the corkscrew? Oh, fuck. Save it, save it, save it, save it. I got on the throttle too soon. That's alright. We still have one more whole lap to go. My way of telling him to hurry up. Give him the flash. Or the wipe, I should say. Damn, Corvette's actually braking reasonable now. Like, this isn't too difficult or anything. I'm just being dumb. I was just dumb with my throttle and put down the corkscrew. Yeah, he was really slow getting back on the throttle at the exit of the corner. Good lord. Lost my train of thought there. I see him lurking. The heckin' lurk. Again, I got on the throttle too soon. So, mistakes aside, that's race number 2 down here at the Tour of America, and we win Laguna Seca. Hooray. The Corvette denies the Viper from finishing on the podium, which GG to the Corvette. Let's get our additional 40,000+ credits, which here it's 45,300. Our 3 stars. Gonna save the replay here because I don't have a thumbnail yet for Laguna Seca in this LP. And let's move on to race number 3. So the finale here for Tour of America at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course is going to be very anticlimactic because, as you saw, the field is pretty damn weak compared to what we had before. No supercars in the field, no fast concepts. We have a Corvette C7 on the pole and a Viper GTS 02, which both of them gorgeous cars, but they're around the same performance point level as this Charger is. They're not too far away, so it's going to be an easy win. Oh God, why are you braking there? You know what, just for that, gonna give him the Mad Knight Mopar strat. Or Momos if you're in Europe. Oh man, you could definitely feel the lack of grip where that yellow section is. Yeah, we're already up to 5th place. We should get down to 2nd gear. Not very smart if we stay in 1st gear on the really slow hairpin section. Also, why am I in 3rd? I should have gone down to 2nd. Also, we're just going to zoom past everybody here. I wonder if the AI are smart enough to stay on the throttle, but we'll see. No, they're not. I think they're lifting. They're either lifting or they're... Yeah, they're lifting. They have to just be lifting. I didn't know where the braking zone was with the T1, so that's why I broke at the exit of the pit wall. I think I can get a little bit later on the brakes. Again, this car is way better than I was expecting it to be. Yeah, as I said before, weakest field, this is going to be the weakest race of the 3. Yeah, 2nd gear more appropriate for this corner. Oh, the gearing is not even that bad on this car. How many gears does this car have? We'll find out at the end of the straightaway, before the braking zone. Like, it's such a smooth car to drive. Like, I know we have the Hellcat, but I do hope we get this car back. That'd be cool. It's a 5-speed. Wow, dude, the gearing's not even that bad on this car. Okay, yeah, we can brake a little bit before the 150 meter mark. Because I know a lot of these luxury cars like to have like 7 speeds, and you'll never reach the 7th speed unless you get like 200 miles an hour, but in order to get to 200 miles an hour, you need like a crazy tow and all this luck. Like, the most you'll reach is like 140 in 4th. Now, what comes to mind is the 2020 GR Supra when I ran in the Super Cup. It has 8 gears, but the most you'll ever use is like 6 or 7. Did I get on the brakes too late? Yeah, I did. Bit of a lockup, but that's okay. Look at the monstrous lead we have. 11 seconds ahead of the Corvette. We just need one more lap here, and Tour of the Americas is complete. So here we go, across the line. Let's start our final lap. There's the old victory lane for Indy. Okay, yeah, just before the 150 meter mark. Any chance I had of trying to do a hot lap is gone now. Trying to navigate the hairpins for the final time. I think, honestly, this is probably the last time we ever get to see the Indianapolis road course in the game. Now that I'm really thinking about it, I really do think this is the final time. So, not the final time we see the Speedway. I think we see the Speedway like the actual oval, only twice, and that's both in the IA section. So while this is not the last time we get to see Indianapolis, this is our goodbye to the road course. 2 uses. Kind of unfortunate, although I don't like the old F1 road course as much as I like the new IndyCar one, but that's the Tour of the Americas complete. Tour of the Americas. Tour of America. I was going to say Circuit of the America, but that would have been kind of a cool name. But yeah, I mean, they would have probably gotten in trouble by Coda or something. Who knows? Anyways, that's our money. Those are our stars. And the tours are all complete. We're done. We've unlocked our 1 megs. And, interesting fact, from IB onwards, IB and IA, instead of getting the license available to us, we instead get we get a final event. So this is an event required before we can tackle on the next license, which is interesting. So we are now at 46% of the way down. Thank you so much for watching this episode of GT6. Next time, we will be taking a look at the International B mission races.